Hey guys, quick story time. If you've been following my videos in the last while, you might have known that I haven't been the luckiest player so far. We've been getting some pretty bad RNG. Case in point, I'm still on this 5 link. I've been trying to get 6 links for like maybe 3 weeks now. And after dumping around 3,000 fusings, we have yet to see any good luck. Well, today I want to tell you a story about the one time where I actually stumbled on some really good luck by pure accident, by pure negligence. It was just what you would call straight dumb luck, but it was one of the greatest moments that has happened to me this league that unfortunately I was not able to record. So I'm telling you this story now. Let's just get right into it. Now, if you haven't been following my videos for too long, you might not know what build I'm currently playing, so let me just explain it real quick. I am playing a Consecrated Path Totem build, and the way I scale damage is through crit as well as Brutus's Lead Sprinkler. And if you don't know what that means, basically it means Brutus's Lead Sprinkler, if you look at this weapon here, it says adds 4 to 7 damage to attacks with this weapon per 10 strength. There's a lot of other stats, but you don't need to worry about that. The focus here is it adds 4 to 7 fire damage to attacks with this weapon per 10 strength. And what that means is, for my build, what I want to do is stack as much strength as possible. And that'll naturally add more damage. So if you look at my character sheet, I have 689 strength through all kinds of stats on my gear. I have strength on my tree. You know, I took stuff like here, plus 40 strength, 8% increased strength. I have a whole bunch of strength on my belt. I have strength on... Or I have stats on my helmet that says things like gain accuracy rating equal to your strength. So I'm leaning on strength really, really hard. And the more strength I get, the more damage I get. It's actually really good. Now, my secondary source of damage is coming from critical strike. So I have stats in my tree that say things like increase critical strike chance, increase critical strike multiplier. If you look at my character sheet, I have something close to like 400 crit strike multiplier, which means when I hit with a critical strike, which is 48% of the time, it will do 400% increased damage, which is a lot. So that's basically, you know, my build in essence. And you know, if the only thing you need to remember is it's an elemental build, I stack strength, I stack crit strike chance, or crit strike multiplier, and the more, you know, strength I have, the better my build is. I'm looking for a strength, flat strength, percentage strength, anything like that. Now, this story starts on a day where I happen to be looking at crafting recipes on the Path of Exile wiki. Specifically, I was trying to figure out how to make a +1, I think it was a fire spell gem weapon. So I was looking through, you know, I hop on Path of Exile wiki and I go to the page and I go, okay, a +1 to all fire spells skill gem weapon is a weapon plus skill gems that add up to 40% fire tag. Now, if you did not know, there are a bunch of different crafting recipes in the game that you could actually look up in the wiki. The game doesn't tell you this, so if you're a new player, you would never know unless you looked it up. There's all kinds of recipes. There's a way to get a magic weapon with flat added cold damage. There's a way to get like different kinds of rings. There's a way to get a weapon with increased physical damage. I think some of these are in the help menu in Path of Exile, but a lot of these are not actually they don't really tell you. You got to figure this out on my own. So as I'm looking through these, I scroll down and I'm seeing, oh, what about some other crafting recipes? What's new? So I'm scrolling, and I see something here that says 1 double influenced onyx amulet. And I go, what the heck is this? I've never seen this recipe before. It's 1 astrolabe amulet, 1 red skill gem, 1 green skill gem, and 1 blue skill gem. I go, the heck is an astrolabe? I mouse over it, I click it, I see, okay, yeah, this was something that was introduced in heists. So then I go into the trade site and I check, how much is an astrolabe amulet? Eye level 85 is 20 chaos. Wait a second, I can make a double influenced amulet for 20 chaos? That seems really, really cheap. This was a new recipe that was introduced in heist that I had just never seen before. So over here, I'm thinking, okay, I kind of really need currency because I need to 6-link my body armor. Maybe I can get a double influenced amulet. How much do they sell for? right? I check and I go, wow, a double influence amulet with Hunter and Warlord amulet. They sell for 125 chaos. That's some easy profit, easy clap. So I immediately go into the game. I whisper to this guy and I go, hey, let me buy your amulet, 20 chaos, easy peasy. I buy it off of him, and you know, here I am with an amulet. And I follow along on this recipe. I go into town, I go to Lily, which let me do that, and I buy a red gem, a green gem, and a blue gem. So I just buy one of these, I buy one of these, I buy one of these, and I go to sell it.
Freedom comes to those who fight.
There you go. And I get myself a double influenced amulet. And then I go, wait a second. Typically, because of my experience from Path of Exile, I know that if I were to put in different assortment of gems, the implicit stats would change, because these Onyx amulets, they can roll from 10 to 16. I had expected to get a random double influenced amulet. But then I went, what if I swap the order of my red gems? And lo and behold, the influences have changed. So I can actually use this recipe to get the exact double influence that I want for my amulet. How can you tell the influence, by the way? If you look at the top of where it says Onyx Amulet, to the left there's a little symbol, and to the right there's a little symbol. The left symbol means Redeemer, the right symbol means Hunter. It's a bunch of different kinds of influence types. So when I change these gems, you can see the symbols have changed. This one is an Elder and Crusader. So I went on to Path of Exile and I checked what is the most profitable base amulet type. Turns out it was Hunter Warlord. So what I then did is I just bought a whole bunch of red gems. I went to sell my amulet. And I went, you know, red, blue, green. Is it Hunter Warlord? No? Let's swap to another red one. Hunter Warlord? Pretty close. Crusader Warlord, not there yet. And I kept going like this. Until eventually, I got my Hunter Warlord base. Now, I'm not going to go through this, because I actually have another one of these bad boys. Okay? Somewhere. I have another one of these. So I go, all right, now I can just put it on the shop, 100 chaos, and someone will come buy my double influence amulet. Little did I realize that the reason why these double influence amulets are so expensive is because of the mods on them, not necessarily because of the influences on them. Typically, what people do is they use something called an Awaken Orb. And what an Awakener Orb does is it takes two influenced items and combines them. An Awakener Orb costs 450 chaos, which is somewhere close to like 3 exalts. And what that does is you get 2 guaranteed influenced mods. And what you get with a Hunter Warlord amulet, the 2 guaranteed mods are typically +1 to all physical skill gems, or +1 to all skill gems of some sort, and then +1 to all, I don't know, dex skill gems. So it's essentially you get +2 to all gems with this kind of amulet. I didn't realize that. So this whole time this thing was sitting on the market, no one was buying it, and I'm like, what the heck is up with that? Nobody wants my double influence amulet. It's the cheapest one there. No one wants it. I thought I was dealing with arbitrage on the market. This is easy clap, free money. Turns out that was not the case. So what was plan B? Plan B was, okay, you know what? If I can't get this thing to sell, it's a double influenced amulet. I'm sure lots of stuff is gonna sell. Oh shoot, I probably want it. Oh, hold on, I'll be right back. I need to make the sale. All right, sorry. I was deviating from the story. So eventually, I did end up getting this amulet. And I'm like, you know what? If I can't get this amulet to be worth something the way it is, maybe I can roll it into something that, you know, will be worth something. After all, it's a double influenced amulet. How hard can it be? Well, little did I know it's hard. It's extremely hard. Despite the fact that this thing is double influence, what ends up happening is your pool of possible mods is now so much bigger. Which means it's not your pool of, like, not all influence mods are good. There are only a couple really good influence mods. And most of them are not that useful for anybody. Or maybe for some niche builds, but it has to be in a very specific combination. And now that you've expanded the pool of mods available on this item, the ways to get that specific combination is now so much harder. I did not think of that at all. So here I am. I could have done all kinds of different kinds of crafting methods. What I chose, I picked maybe the dumbest one, which was just to spam chaos orbs onto this thing until I got something good. And I went, I would occasionally get something like this. Physical spell skill gems, it could be better. I could have double skill gems, so I just kept spamming. I kept spamming. I'm actually gonna stop at this physical skill gems one. Maybe it'll sell. I don't know. But I think I dumped like 250 chaos orbs into it. Spamming. And nothing good was coming out of it. And at that point, I had fallen into the sunk cost fallacy, which is I already spent so much money. I'm committed. I need to spend more for this to be of value. Which was not true. I should have stopped there. I should have cut my losses. Guys, like in these situations, I think you just cut your losses. I didn't understand that. So I kept spamming. In fact, I'm going to roll over this. Who knows? Maybe we can get something better. And that was basically my mentality. I just kept hitting this thing. Spam. Oh god, I'm running out of chaos. I had maybe I think 40 chaos left. I started with 200-300. So it was very similar to this situation. And lo and behold, on one of my last spams, this was the result that I got. Whoa, what the heck is this thing? I'm reading it and I go, I see strength. I see percentage strength. Oh, wait a second. I see critical strike multiplier. I just hit the holy trinity of suffixes. These are the exact suffixes I needed for my build. Critical strike multiplier, super important. Tier 1 strength. This is the highest tier of strength row you can get. And oh my god, tier 1 percentage strength on my amulet. And not only that, the prefixes are not that bad. Gain 6% of physical damage as extra fire damage. That's really good for my build as well. Adds, lightning damage to attacks. It actually does nothing. That's a dead stat. But not only that, the critical strike multiplier, the strength percentage, and the strength, they came rolled like this. If you look, they have perfect values. 38 to crit strike multi, 12% to increase strength, 55 to strength. I didn't even need to throw a divine on this. This is the luckiest roll I have ever gotten in my entire time here in Path of Exile. I'm pretty sure this is the luckiest roll I have ever had. And there's still an open prefix. So if I want in the future, I can turn this thing into a really, really good amulet. Even better than it is now. Because I can craft something that says suffixes cannot be changed, and I can remove my prefixes, and I can add, potentially better prefixes onto this amulet. I could if I really wanted to. Obviously, I don't have the currency for that right now, but that's where I am. I throw life onto this thing. I look at my stats. I have 689 strength. I have 421% critical strike multiplier. I go, I throw on some catalyst that gives it attributes. It's not even at 20% yet. I don't actually think I have enough for it. I just got this roll a couple days ago. And I slap on this amulet and I look. 808 strength. My strength, okay, now my initial amulet was pretty decent, I would say. It had tier 1 strength as well. It had tier 1 life. It had tier 1 crit strike multi. The only extra thing I get out of this is percentage strength, as well as the fact that this is an onyx amulet, so it has some plus 16 or plus 18 to all attributes. And I have catalyst on this thing, right? But I slap this on, I get an extra 120 strength. Well, 119 if you're being a little bit, anal about it. But 119 strength and 1% crit strike multiplier. My damage per totem goes from 47,000 to 54. That's a huge increase. And this is my endgame amulet. This is it. I'm never deviating from this amulet again. I don't think I can get anything better. All I have to do is just try and fix the prefixes if I really wanted to. Maybe get tier 1 life somehow. I don't know how. Well, I know, but it's going to be expensive. But this is it. This is my best in-slot amulet. It's done. And it all came from dumb luck. If you look at the mods, I didn't even need hunter mods. I just needed the warlord mods, and that would have been it, because these are all Warlord specific influence mods. Either way, it didn't matter. It didn't matter to me because I just got the craziest RNG I could think of. I was shaking. I didn't know what to think. I posted it on Discord. Oh my god, this was so lucky. I wish I was streaming. No one saw it. But if I was streaming, people might be telling me, "Stop, Emnix, what are you doing? You're just blowing currency away. It's chaos spamming." Which was true. That is what I was doing. But yeah, now I'm done with this amulet. This is it. My damage went up by a lot. My HP actually went up too, which is a little surprising since I had tier 1 life on my previous amulet. It actually went up by a good amount. 50, 60, almost 55 life. It went up. So yeah, that's basically the story of when I had the best RNG ever out of pure stubbornness and just sheer dumb luck. You know, people say that deterministic crafting is how, you know, it's super memorable, but I don't think I'm ever gonna forget this craft. Never. I learned a lot. I learned about the Astrolabe amulet. I learned how to get a double influenced amulet if I really wanted to, and I learned, you know, sometimes the most memorable moments come from the dumbest moments. This shouldn't have happened, but it did, and it was amazing. I still can't, just thinking about it just makes me, I'm shaking just thinking about it. It was crazy. It was the best high I have had in this game for a long time, for years, and probably years to come. So yeah, thank you guys very much for listening to my story. I wish I was streaming it. Unfortunately, I didn't, so I tried to retell it as best as I could. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, as always, you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more updates in the future. Otherwise, keep in touch, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.